What's up, Kingdom? I investigated last Epoch ladder to find this guy, and he is top druid. So among all druids, he is rank 1. I will show you his build, because it's basically best druid last Epoch build right now. Let's go. And as always, first of all, I will showcase you the build, so you can decide, do you want to play it yourself? I got exactly same build, but I got only uniques, so no additional. So let's go! And that's what we're going to do basically. We're going to make a lot of storms everywhere. It's really fun and fast playstyle. It's very good for speed farming, you can clear bosses, damage is really nice too. So, I mean, it's just actually insane in my opinion. It's looking very good. On my channel I got this build kinda similar but with cold version, and this is storm version. And it's really fun, fast, cool, and you possibly will enjoy playing it. Very good for your first character, because you kinda don't need a lot of uniques to make this work. But scaling is so awesome that you can like push high corruptions really easy too. And looking really nice. So I will leave gameplay on the screen right now, and let's see the build. So let's see our normal stats. We got pretty nice EHP versus one shot versus hit, and we are pretty tanky. So feel free to play this build even on some type of hardcore. If you're careful, you definitely can survive. Now let's go to our skills. And as you can see, we're playing with Swarm Blade form. So this form will basically give us ability to become a little bug and play as a Swarm Bro, Swarm Blade. And all our skills will be complementary to make this form as powerful as possible. Our first skill is Gathering Storm. That's just basic attack, costs 0 mana, and you're doing nice lightning damage to enemies. In early game you will use it as your normal attacking ability with this build, but later you need it only for one node, and it's over here, in the Eye of the Storm. So now, whenever you expand the Storm stack, you have a chance to cast Maelstrom. That's completely another skill, it's complementary skill, and we get to it in a second. For now, let's talk about Gathering Storm and how we're leveling this node. So, you start with the left node over here, Looming Clouds. It gives a chance for Storm Bolt, and also get in bottom node over here, Lightning Strike twice. Whenever you hit a boss or an enemy with the Storm Bolt, you have a chance to cast it again at the same enemy. So pretty nice damage booster. And then we're going straight to the top to get Concentrated Storm, gives you more damage. And also Storm Bolt will cast more frequently. So Storm Bolt is basically lightning everywhere and doing nice damage over time. Not over time, but I mean like it's appearing every now and then, and you want them to appear as fast as possible, as frequently as possible. This will help you. We get 4 points in here, and also we get 2 points in Maelstrom, in Eye of the Storm. That gives us chance to cast Maelstrom. Then we get 1 point in increasing critical strike chance per Maelstrom, so it's nice damage booster. We're a melee fighter, we need this critical strike chance. And then you're leveling right side, so we get top right with Jolting Strikes, increasing Storm Bolt shock chance and melee damage to shocked, so we shock enemies doing more damage. I guess it's like self-explanatory and easy note to take. 3 points in here and 2 points in Tempest Weapon. Tempest Weapon will give spell damage every 3 melee damage you have. So you got 3 melee damage, with 2 points over here you will get 2 points for spell damage. And while Gathering Storm is not a spell, other stuff that we're casting is spells, so it's nice to scale spell and melee damage at the same time. And right part is attack speed, 1 point in here. Bottom right, lightning penetration, 4 points in here to do more damage with lightning, and also 1 point in excited bolts. Storm bolts now consume a portion of your current mana to deal more damage, and it consumes percentage of your mana, so don't worry, you won't get out of mana by using this node. And also it's last node you want to take, so you kinda will take it later in the game anyway. Now let's talk about Maelstrom. So Maelstrom is a spell. It will surround you with a freezing Maelstrom that deals cold damage over time to nearby enemies, and it can be cast repeatedly to create multiple Maelstorms. and we leveling it to the right side. So first of all, we getting 4 points in Whirlpool, and yeah, same as with all other like passives and skill trees, don't level up it to 4 points instantly. Get all points that needed to go to the next node, and when you get all nodes, then only level up them. So in the beginning you need only 2 points in Whirlpool, and then we need to go to the top part of Whirlpool, but don't start with this part. Go to the bottom right first. First of all, it will be slit-footed. It will give you dodge rating every Maelstrom stack. So when you got a lot of Maelstorms, you will have more dodge rating, more protection, and as you can know already. So next we got these nodes over here. First of all, we're going to the bottom right to get Cyclone. Cyclone will convert cold damage to physical damage. And yeah, with this build, we're not using this cold damage, we're using thunder, lightning damage, so we need this cold conversion to physical first. Also, chill chance will be converted to slow chance, and we will have increased global physical damage per every Maelstrom stack. It's nice damage booster. 1 point in here, that's maximum, and then 4 points we get in Essence of Debris to increase global stun chance. And also we get in this node over here, it's Power of the Storm. Stormbolt casts each second at 6 or more stacks. So when you got max Maelstrom stacks, you casting lightning all around you, very powerful stuff. And energized, it will give more targets to this storm bolt, so you damage more targets at once. And that's our damaging part of this ability, like most damaging part. But also we need to go to the top part. It will give you damage with turbulence, but we're getting only 1 point here to get to the next node, to get Calm. It will give mana efficiency for the skill, 2 points in here, and then 1 point we getting in Windswept and 1 point in Wind Fury. It will give you Haste and Frenzy at max stacks. So when you're attacking, you get in the Maelstorms, more on this later, and you will have really fast movement speed and attack speed with Frenzy and Haste. The next skill we need to have is Serpent Strike. And Serpent Strike is leveled really easily. You don't need to focus on it early in the game. Only get it on your panel, on your skill specialization when you finally achieve Swarmblade form. So you will be pretty high level, and you want to level top node with kill threshold. So now when you're attacking enemies that got 18 or less % HP, they will be instantly dead. And our main leveling part will be over here. It will be down, laser, will give you dodge rating, 3 points in here, then 2 points in Gaugen Spear, increasing bleed chance by 40%. But we don't need this bleed chance, instead we can get left node to convert our base damage of this Viper Strikes to cold, increase freeze chance and bleed chance to frostbite, and also Cold Fang to make freeze rate plus 60, 3 points in here. And also points down here, we get 3 points in Hydra Strikes, increasing attack speed, and also Corrosive Venom. So that's important nodes, and go to them first, because Corrosive Venom will give you a chance to shred enemy armor. And you're doing a lot of physical damage with your strikes, so shredding armor is really a must-have part over here. And before we go to Swarmblade form, instead let's talk about Tornado, our last skill, last most important skill before Swarmblade form. So Tornado conjures a tornado that moves at random, pulling enemies and dealing physical damage to them. That's normally just a spell that scales with physical, lightning damage, damage over time, area, and attunement. So like all our storm and tornado spells, basically scaling with attunement, spell damage, lightning, and physical. And tornado leveled all over the place because we need all the special nodes. So first of all, start with top left. It will give you more duration, and yeah, you can and need to have 4 points in here to increase duration. Then you can go to the Hurricane, 4 points in here, and you will have double cast chance, so you can cast 2 Hurricanes at once, but it will reduce pull strength. You don't care about this pull strength because you get in this Eye of the Storm, tornadoes will be attached to you with double damage. But you no longer can cast additional tornadoes, so sadly, but that's really most powerful node, so you can run around and do damage around yourself. Then you can go to the left part and get Debris to increase your damage, 2 points in here, then 1 point in Churning Orbs. Tornado will create Storm Orb every second, and also 1 point in Trail of Storms to increase Storm Orb frequency. So what we have in this tree more? We want to go to the top right to get Charged Storm, which will give you these tornadoes that can cast Storm Bolts, and also increasing lightning frequency of the Storm Bolts with this top node over here. And then you go into the right side. Casting Tornado grants aspect of the storm for 2 seconds, which grants 10% increased movement speed. That's why this build is really cool for speed farming. And also he got 2 points in Gust of Renewal to increase mana efficiency and mana regeneration, and also Storm Dervish to increase attack speed. So that's our tornado node. And now let's go to our most important node. It's over here, and it's Swarm Blade form. You transforming into an agile Swarm Blade, increasing your melee capabilities and gaining 4 new abilities. Your mana is replaced with a Rage, while in Swarm Blade form, when your Rage reaches 0, you automatically transform back to your human form. Same as with any other form from Druid. And what we got over here, so instantly when you're starting leveling your awesome Swarm Blade, go to the top right and get Viper's Call. So now your normal strikes in this form will be casted as Serpent Strikes. That's why we need these Serpent Strikes and we're leveling them. And then go back to the top, continue your way top. It will give you endless pressure. You will get health and rage gain on kill, and health and rage gain on boss or rare hit. So when you're hitting strong enemies, you will regain your rage. Very nice to basically have unlimited form forever. But we're going to the Swine Fury Strikes. You gain a stack of Howling Cascade when you use Armblade Slash, that's your normal attack, and hit at least 1 enemy. Reaching 6 stacks, consume them to cast Tornado. So basically, when you're attacking with your normal slash, you gain in stacks. At 6 stacks, you're casting Tornado. That's where everything starts to kind of make sense. All other, our skills and abilities. Because in Swarmblade form, you're basically losing your skills and abilities. And also be getting 2 points in Army of Tempest. It will reduce maximum stacks of Howling Cascade required to cast Tornado. With 2 points, you will reduce it by 2 stacks and increase Howling Cascade Tornado damage. So Tornado damage will be almost doubled. And coolest part, now you need only 4 strikes to get 1 stack of Tornado. Very cool and powerful ability here. What else we need? We want to go to the bottom left to get Locust Agility, to get Dodge Rating and Armor, and we want a lot of points in Water Strider. So when you cast Maelstrom, you actually don't even need to cast it. You cast this a number of times when you dive. So when you dive, that's another skill of Swarm Blade, you will cast 3 Maelstorms. And basically that's your playstyle. You want to dive as much as possible to get the Maelstorms, that casting your Gathering Storms and other stuff, and do normal strikes that will be converted to tornadoes, and basically just running around and doing all other cool spells. And also we getting some points in Earthsinger. It gives melee physical damage, 1 point here to get to the next. Needle-like Sting, base critical strike, and locust-based critical strike will be increased. 5 points in here, and also 2 points in Grasshopper Frenzy to get Rage when you a Locust crits. So on you a Locust crit, you will get Rage, more attack speed. More attack speed means more hurricanes, more tornadoes, and other stuff. That's how this build is tied up together, and let's jump to passives. Let's find out how we're leveling our passives. We got 23 points in Premier List. So we're starting with 8 points in Natural Attunement, increasing our attunement, lightning resistance and cold resistance. Then we're getting dual wielding node over here. Now you can equip Access or Swords in offhand, and also Hunter Restoration, increasing your health, and also your health will be restored every 3 seconds by a little bit. Wisdom of the Wild, 6 points, increasing spell damage and minion spell damage, and also 3 points in Elder Branch. You and your totems will deal additional spell damage. And this bonus is tripled while using an axe, so you wanna this axe in your build, in your hand. Then we got some points in Beastmaster and Shaman. And while it's really important points, better skip them for later levels. First of all, you need to level your Druid. As with all other points, I will explain all nodes, while they taken, why they taken, and again, you can leveling by spending points all over the place, going to the last node and then going backwards. That's my strategy of leveling. So get some points in here, then some points in Druidic Prowess, and just continue your way forward until you finally hit the last note, get 10 points, and go backwards, level up everything backwards. So we got our chitinous plating, increasing our endurance and armor, and with 5 points we get in more minion armor, doubled for locusts. So very useful stuff. Locusts is really useful. When they crit, we get enrage, and we need them to be like as tanky as possible. They're not super tanky actually, so that's nice note to have. 7 points in here, and in the bottom one, increased damage 25% with 5 points in here to get elemental penetration while transformed. And here we're doing elemental damage, that's useful stuff, so 5 points in here, very nice passive. Then next part is Druidic Prowess, increasing your attunement, strength, and all attributes. 7 points in here. Then 3 points in Focused Brass to increase damage while transformed, and reducing Rage Decay. Rage is decaying over time, that's why it's like important note, especially for early game. But you need just 3 points over here to go to the next note, Rancor. No Rage Decay out of combat. So you're kinda completely free to stay in Swarmblade form while you're out of combat. You don't need to recharge your rage. And your rage will be recharged on normal hits with our passives in Swarmblade form. So it's kind of like the note when you finally can totally ignore your transformation. And yes, Swarmblade form is one of the last forms of the druid, so you will start your adventure in Spriggan form, and basically like feel free to stay in Spriggan form with same build, kinda you can summon Spriggan, do some other stuff like, or even stay in human form mostly and cast tornadoes by yourself. So what we got here on the top, we got attacks and cast speed increasing stuff, 5 points in here. Also we get 3 points in increased critical strike chance, and with 3 points we get in Hell's Leech on crit, 4%, really nice one for our sustainability, and 9 points in Harmonious Wisdom. It gives you attunement +9, also with 8 points you get in critical strike avoidance per 5 attunement, +3%. So you don't need to focus on gears, that gives you critical strike avoidance a lot. And this will give you ability to get points in Rage Burn finally, increasing critical strike chance, and with 8 points you get in rage on each crit. So now it's easier to regain rage and be in this Swarmblade form a lot. And also Hide Skin. Hide Skin gives you more health, and your maximum health gained as endurance threshold will be like much more, by 10% more. Very powerful stuff. And 5 points in Imprevious. You get a 20% chance to grant you a stack of Imprevious on melee attacks. Maximum stacks is 5, and each stack gives you less hit damage taken. Also, it should grant frenzy or something like this. So really powerful stuff for survivability and power. Now Shaman, it will be the last part where you want to actually like level up anything. So Shaman is really easy. Just 5 points in Shamanic Infusion to increase attunement and penetration of your elemental abilities. And Beastmaster is really important stuff, so make sure to level up Beastmaster when you almost leveled your druid. When you almost finished with your druid, you can start Beastmaster a little bit. So top note will give you strength, and it will give you aspect of the boar that will reduce damage taken from nearby enemies, kinda aspect of the boar, because next note will give you actual aspect of the boar that will again reduce this damage taken by nearby enemies when you get hit, and you get 4 points in here to get to the Porcine Constitution to again reduce damage taken from nearby enemies, but it will be like named differently, damage reduction granted basically, and increasing health regeneration. Also we get points, 1 point in Savagery, increasing melee damage, but we get in this point to go to the next node, Ambush. Ambush gives you ability to gain aspect of the shark every 5 seconds, and it will increase next melee attack damage and also melee attack speed. And that's basically what we're doing, we're running around and doing some normal attacks. Also 1 point in Call of the Pack, giving you health, but that's just to go to this node, probably to get Boar Heart, increasing your strength and increasing chance to get aspect of the boar on melee hit. So it's time to talk about gear finally. And gear consists of pretty like a lot of uniques and legendaries, so let's take a closer look what we actually need to make this build work. But before the build, let me show you final skill distribution on your panel. So while you're leveling, you can have tornadoes and other stuff on your panel, but In the end, he got these skills. First of all, he got Fury Leap, and basically it's simple and self-explanatory. When you're in a Swarmblade form, you kinda super powerful, and when you die, you actually transformed into human form. In the human form, you won't be really as powerful as you are in the Swarmblade form, so you instantly want to jump out of the danger and use your Fury Leap. Fury Leap will let you out of the danger. And then we got these 3 skills over here. Eterous Blazing. Nearby light target, and you're a light target by yourself, is healed for 100 health. So basically you just jump away, you're healing yourself. And also we got War Cry. So War Cry is just cries that will stun all nearby enemies and move them away. You can use it after you jump, if you're jumping into some dangerous location, or when you're out of your Swarmblade form, you're just using stun, heal, jump away. And after you jump away, there's Bear form. You're going into Bear form, and now you're a bear. So this bear is not super powerful. It will do some damage. He is melee character, so you can do some damage if you need to. But we don't have a lot of levels in this awesome form, so why do we have it? Basically, we have it for additional HP. So while your Swarmblade form is on cooldown, you're going basically to stun, heal, jump, bear. Then when you're running in a bear, you can get out of the bear form manually and go into Swarmblade form again, and then continue your way as a Swarmblade. So very nice and protective build actually. And we can talk about gear. By the way, gear planner and loot filter is over here, link in description. You just go to build planners and there will be rank 1 players, so you can check build planners over here if you need to. Now let's quickly talk about this stuff, and we got this Culnivar claim. So basically it's melee damage and spell damage stick skipper, increasing your spell lightning damage, spell lightning critical strike chance. So we're doing lightning damage, I guess it's self-explanatory, and also increasing spell lightning damage, mana regen, and when you're reaching full mana, some mana will be converted to ward. Pretty nice protective stuff. And he got increasing spell damage to 7, just insane spell damage on this stuff, with increased melee attack speed and chance to chill on hit. That's our main and cool modifiers that we want to have and scale our abilities with. Then we got next unique, next legendary static shell. It gives you armor, also chance to shock attackers. Also you have more armor against shock enemies, so you got a lot of armor against them, a lot more than we got in planner actually. Also you're doing more lightning damage to shocked enemies, and also gaining static charges when hit, and casting static charges when hit. So just like this. And he got 4 levels to Tornado in this awesome body armor with health and mana. I would say mana is not most important part. Maybe you don't always pick best stuff, you're picking what you get, but 4 levels in Tornado plus increasing damage, spell damage is insane modifier. And then in offhand we got axe. Already, if you're remembering everything I told you, we need this axe to increase our damage and all other stuff. So this axe is Tempest Maw. You're doing more damage, more melee lightning damage, lightning penetration. So with our lightning spells and attacks, we're doing more damage. This lightning axe doing melee lightning damage, additional spell lightning damage, totem mana cost reduced. We're not casting totems, we don't care. And also it gives you strength and attunement. Really important stats for us. And he got 4 modifiers on it, increasing melee attack speed, critical strike multiplier, chance to shred armor on hit, and chance to apply frailty on melee hit. Powerful stuff, really powerful item. For amulet we got Aurora Time Glass. It gives you health, endurance, increasing attack speed, gives you ward retention, you don't care about it too much, and if damage leaves you below 30% health and doesn't kill you, you're restored to full health. You gain ward equal to the health restored, and also nearby enemies are slowed. With high health, and he got 4k health in total, with high armor, and also with all aspects of the bear, passives and other stuff. In case you kinda one-shot it, most of the time you won't be one-shotted with this build, and most of the time you will be left below 30% health. You instantly restoring to full health with this awesome amulet and gaining ward, so it's really cool amulet for your protective build. And Aurora Time Glass gives you critical strike multiplier, gives him critical strike multiplier. He got this additional modifier. T7 critical strike multiplier. So watch on critical strike multiplier affixes when you're leveling and doing this build. Then our belt, Legacy of the Quiet Forest. It just gives you a lot of armor, resistance to void poison damage, in more poison resistance while you transformed. It's a very good belt if you're still using Spriggan form when you're leveling. It's recharging rage in Spriggan form. And also you got increased lightning. He got increased lightning damage modifier, more ward on potion use, T1, so it's like not important stuff, and increased health in percentages, T5, really powerful stuff. So rings and helmet is normal right now, just exalted helmet with more health, and helmet is tasked great helm, gives you armor health and damage leached as health on hit. Really powerful stuff for survivability. We're doing a lot of hits with this build, as you can see, like as you saw. And he got nice modifiers. He got more health, increased health, critical strike multiplier while transformed, and more mana. So nice helmet. And rings, we got silver ring that gives you more movement speed with modifiers that increase in lightning damage, spell damage, critical strike avoidance, and some health. Also, he got locked increased critical strike chance in this ring. Then copper ring, another ring, increasing critical strike chance, so we're really focusing on crits with this build, increasing lightning damage, spell damage, physical resistance, health, and necrotic resistance locked with modifiers. Pretty nice ring, like really powerful one. And as you can see, he don't have all resistances capped, so resistances is uncapped, but we got a lot of endurance, a lot of armor, damage mitigation with this build, so we don't care about this too much. That's very nice, and that's why this build is really awesome, because you don't need like best in slot items to make this work. Still, you need some uniques, and other uniques we need is this gloves, Rule of the Simon. It gives you armor with resistance with chance to cast stationary fire tornado at nearby enemy on hit. You saw these fire tornadoes, and that's what and where they come from. Also, this gives chance to shed fire resistance each second with tornado, increasing fire damage, fire resistance, and armor. And he got nice modifiers with mana health and hybrid health that gives health and percentages health. Also, we got Ethereal Pass. So these boots will make a lot of these little trees when we're walking, and it gives more health, movement speed, armor. Also, we and our minions got more movement speed, and we got minions, these little swarms, bees, or someone like this. And also modifiers is hybrid health, and movement speed. So movement speed is 60% for him, really nice one. And last but not least is our relic, Storm-Caved Testament, increasing your spell lightning damage, lightning penetration, shock chance, lightning resistance, mana gives you mana, and chance to summon a Storm Totem on hit with +6 attunement. Storm Totem won't be super powerful, but still it's a totem, it will stay, so why not? And modifiers, again, endurance, health, and critical strike multiplier. And last but not least, let's talk about our idols. So idols, we got large nomad idol with increased health, critical strike avoidance, and minion critical strike avoidance. By the way, critical strike avoidance is 100% with this build, so make sure you get this critical strike avoidance at 100%. And that's really important with this amulet, because if you're being critical hit, you possibly will like be reduced below full health basically. And with critical strike avoidance, you get more chance to actually stay below 30% health but not die, and this will heal you instantly. Very cool stuff. And we got two idols like this. Also, we got another idol with cold resistance and increased health, and one more with elemental resistance while transformed and increased health. So while our resistances is looking like not capped right now, actually when we're transforming, we're getting almost all resistances capped, so don't worry with these idols, of course. Also, we got a Lagonian idol with health and percentage health, and we got two Herod idols that given your spell damage while transformed with cold and lightning damage increased, and also there's two of them. So that's the build. I hope you enjoyed this awesome build actually, but maybe you want different ones, so look other cool videos on the screen right now.